All right, here's the first and exclusive reaction coming in from the petitioner's lawyer. Lawyer Sanjay Hegde, he says, we will be moving the Supreme Court soon. The pro-hijab petitioners to move the apex court. Sanjay Hegde extensively argued as to how hijab has been mentioned multiple times in the Quran and that it has been prescribed in Quran for Muslim girls to cover their head and to follow hijab. This is what Sanjay Hegde's arguments were extensively in court while the hearing went on for 2 weeks. And now, as the Karnataka High Court pronounces its verdict saying that hijab is not an essential religious practice, here is Sanjay Hegde now saying to India Today that he will be moving the Supreme Court soon. The pro-hijab petitioners, as expected, all set to move the apex court. Let me cut across to Anisha, who has spoken with Sanjay Hegde. This is exactly what he said while he decides to take this matter to the apex court. Let's take a listen.
We're being joined by senior advocate Sanjay Hegde, who was representing some of the petitioners in the Karnataka Hijab row. Sir, thank you very much for speaking to India Today. The verdict is in. The court has said that hijab is not an essential part of religious practice, and that the government and the schools do have the right to prescribe uniform, and students cannot object to the uniform. How do you respond to this, sir? And are your clients going to be moving the Supreme Court in appeal on this matter?
The response is that we respect the verdict of the court, but the same constitution that protects us also allows us to move the Supreme Court, and I'm sure that it will be done very shortly, possibly in the course of a day or two. The Supreme Court is shut for about 3 days later in the week. So in all probability, any hearing, if any, will be in the week after Holi. I would not want to react to specific portions of the verdict, but I would say that, look, this was a fight not only for the hijab, it was a fight for constitutional values, for the constitutional right to freedom of religion as well as freedom of conscience. This verdict will be studied at great detail by a lot of people, and it will have ramifications which will also be examined by the Supreme Court. My clients have full faith in the judicial process and the Constitution of India.
Sir, if I may ask, some of the observations in these verdicts, it's a 129-page verdict. I'm not sure if you've had the chance to read through the entire thing so far, but some of the observations in this verdict are not just about the legal issue, but the court has gone into the question of the politicization of the college committees. The court has, however, said that at this moment we're not making any comments, but it is something that needs to be looked into, that whether the presence of the elected persons in the college committees is correct or not. Is this something that you would be raising again in the Supreme Court as well?
Sometimes the problem is that if politicians enter colleges, then colleges too get politicized. I am in broad agreement with the sentiments expressed in the judgment as far as the depoliticization of colleges is concerned. Why should a government college have a development committee with an MLA in it? You may have very learned MLAs, but equally, many of them are learned only in politics and not necessarily have great educative value. So I think it's a good idea to keep politicians out of educational institutions.
But sir, the court has also noted that there seems to be some possibility of political pressure, or how they've termed as unseen hands behind this entire controversy. The court has questioned that that they are dismayed that this kind of a controversy came up in the middle of the academic year and has been blown out of proportion in this particular manner. And they've asked the police also to continue their investigation expeditiously. Will this affect how the case will go forward?
Don't know. My answer would be entirely speculative. I hope that cooler heads prevail. There is a legal process, there is a constitution of India, and there are much greater legal minds than mine who will be on this case also. So I think right now it is time to take a deep breath, study the judgment, and then proceed further.
All right. Thank you very much for speaking to India Today.